ADC chieftain reveals what will happen to Peter Obi, Labour Party supporters before 2023 elections. A chieftain of the African Democratic Congress ADC has said that supporters of the Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi, popularly known as Obedience, will wane before the February election. This day reports that Anayo Arinze, who serves as the National Coordinator for Electoral Matters and INEC liaison for the ADC, boasted that Obi's popularity will fade out by 2023. Speaking during a meeting of the stakeholders of the party in Awka, Anambra State capital, Arinze said ADC is confident of beating other parties in election, including Peter Obi. I don't think you've got as much. I mean, again, this is just political rivalry, to be honest. You haven't got as much of a name as Labour Party has had. I mean, again, we're not going to underestimate, because out of nowhere, Labour Party just spiked up, and now we know who Labour Party is. Something would have to happen to make your party relevant. So I'm not going to underestimate that the fact that, you know, it's impossible for you to get such traction, but let us just be humble. It's as simple as that. It's again, who are you to say? Who are you to say that? And I think, you know what, on one hand, as much as this really, again, on the basis of the fact that it's an opposing party competition, you say things, we're getting to campaign season, so it's not far-fetched to hear comments like this. However, on one hand, where you can say, I may see your point, is because with the Nigerian youth, what and you know, rightfully within their limit and their use of power, is because in previous movements, all they can do really is to organize that energy. They can charge the atmosphere to allow a movement have more impact and for it to flow and for it to develop. That is why they are there. The real change makers are those in the power. All they can do in these movements is really raise awareness. But bodies that would hold the government or hold anyone accountable are the ones who actually enforce the power. And if people like the youth or are like-minded are not there, nothing will happen. So it seems like, because I think there's so much pressure on, you know, the youth that they want to change. Yes, they are the future, yes, but they're only the future based on what the now is. And they can only be the future because of a foundation that has been now. What you are asking the youth to do is really just start again because of the work that the older generation refused to do. So I think that it's like you put the Nigerian youth in a place where you put them in a way where they're bound to fail, because what practical experience do they have in leading the country? And again, you can even say that, you know, the older generation who in their time led protests, who were brave. And I mean, these are the people that are meant to be working with the younger people on how protests should be, on how, you know, we can make sure even protest or any movement at all is seen through to the end, you know. So again, there's so much pressure on the youth to deliver and just create a whole new result within 24 hours. Please be realistic. I don't understand. There has been such a failure with Nigerian society that you have the old people trying to, you know, not be accountable and are putting so much pressure on the youth of which half of which are, you know, are jobless. First of all, the education system is whack. Because the education system is whack, look at the skills and the labor and the labor skills that the country is building, second to none. And then you have, again, wanting to survive, what is the fastest means of getting there and wanting to survive. You have them going into illegal means or just means that are just not respectful to make money and to survive. And then apart from that, everyone that wants to enter into the entertainment industry, it's like, listen, we need to build the country. Those that are going to do the dirty jobs, fixing the trains, I'm talking doing the roads, electricity, the schools, the hospitals, the waste bins, the management. I mean, this takes a lot. And I think we shouldn't be as harsh or so expectant of youth that have not been raised by this country. Just being honest, you did not, like, the change that the country wants and that the old generation wants, that everybody wants, have not trained the youths and giving them the capacity and the empowerment to make and enforce that change. So what you are really doing, you're asking for too much. You're asking for what you did not work for, in simple terms. That's really what it is. So I guess in that way, this man is right in saying that, not right, but I see his point in saying, the energy will fade with the support is going to go down, because what has happened in the past is, what have not been seen through. But where he is wrong is the fact that this is elections, and this is where Nigerians know. I mean, look at the mass registration of voting. Listen, and getting PVCs. Listen, you cannot underestimate that. I think more than ever, on a general level, everybody, no matter where you support, APC, PDP, Labour Party, Green Party, Tree Party, whatever party it is, everybody is determined and intentional for the results they want to achieve. And because of that intention, they are doing the work to get there. Now, that is the difference. So it's not even a thing of, it's the youth that are going to change. Everybody is as interested, very interested. And so what is now happening is people are working towards what they want to be their outcome. And that is where the determination comes. That's why I say, you know what, this will not saying that the support for the Labour Party is going to fade. I don't think so. That is definitely not true, because every single person is working towards making sure that their favorite party wins. People are more intentional than ever, and I think we need to make things work. I think there needs to be such a sense of urgency, because to a very large extent, so many things, in this reign of impunity by Buhari's government, so many things have just not been paid attention to. Nigerians have let so many things slide. It is crazy. It's a bit like, wait, are you not in the country? Like, wait, are you not seeing what is happening? You tend to question it, and some would say, Nigerians are hypnotized. But the fact of the situation is that the change needs to happen, and we can't wait. I don't know how much suffering. To what extent do you want to be in such a bad position that you then decide, that enough is enough? To when? Because I think enough has been enough. Even prior to APC, enough had been enough. In fact, too much. And imagine Fela Kuti. Imagine Fela Kuti is in these times right now. And to think when he sang those songs, the sense of urgency with the way he sang them, you think, wow, this country is collapsing. And then now, someone says that his voice would even break at this point. So, yeah, it's a lot. But again, it's the movement. We just have to be resilient and make sure that we get the Nigeria that we want, because I'm telling you, there's no place like home, and no matter where you go, you will not have as much autonomy as in your own country, or a sense of ownership and pride. And you don't want to compete with that with another person. Put what you think about it in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.